Hey everyone, this is Varys, and this is a quick guide on playing a Nuking sorcerer. There are several different specs and spell selections, but here we will focus on the most damaging spells. So we start out with Nyax, and his backup Shocking Grasp as your first two spells. About the most important thing you can do upon logging in the first time is turning off auto target. You go to options, UI setting, scroll down a bit until you see anything auto target and uncheck those boxes. That way you'll keep your sanity while leveling up. For stats, this is a 28-point human. Pretty straightforward. Max charisma and the same amount of dex and constitution. For feats, I chose to go with spell focus, conjuration, and greater spell focus conjuration. Both those feats affect spell Nyax and seriously decrease the chance of your opponents to avoid the damage. Moving on, I recommend you complete the tutorial, but even if you can skip it, you will end up with this reward selection. Make sure to pick the fire wand. It makes a great backup weapon for the first few levels. After the tutorial and the first quest, you get your first rank. You want to spend that action point right away. Everything's cheap right now, and saving points is something for later on. You want to hit as hard as possible so you don't need to use an extra spell to kill your opponents. That's why I went with the elemental enhancement for Nyax first. So let's see how this works. I'm showing you Korthos Hollow normal so you can see some basic mage combat. This quest should be pretty familiar to you, or will be. They're not making it too easy by just strolling in so you can shoot them down. They actually sneak up on you, and being a sorcerer you can't see a thing, making this an actual fight. First thing I want you to remember is to always kill the casters first. Archers you can hide from, while melees are easy to kite around, but casters will get you killed more often than any other type. So, you want to make this a habit. For about the first two levels, the little wand you picked up is quite useful. It fires off really fast, allowing you to kill stuff when you run out of mana, or finish it off when it has very little health left. Always keep on the move, do not let them surround you. Circle Strafe works really well because you're facing them while running away, allowing you to land spells without getting torn apart. In fact, getting a good grip on movement makes up most of your defense and sets up your offense. Give it a try. Hit the movement keys Q and D at the same time, or the reverse version of it, E and A. Again, notice I go for the casters right away. Okay, that wraps up this little starter fight, and we skip ahead to level 5. Here we are at the last part of the Tangleroot quest chain, where we take a quick look at using area of effect spells. You're probably already familiar with Burning Hands, that, sadly, has a very small area of effect. Starting level 4 though, you can choose Snowball Swarm and Electric Loop. Here's how you use them. Gather everyone up, give them a little time to make it to the party, then you start the circle strafe. Target the ground at the center of your circle and unload what you got. Won't take long until only a few of them are alive. Clean those up with Nyax, unless of course they keep making the save. So switch to Shocking Grasp or any other spell they can't save against. Snowball Swarm and Electric Loop will work well until at least 8th level, but the strategy also works for popular spells like Fireball or Delay Blast Fireball. Just herd them together, run around them, and unload what you have at the center. It's pretty simple. When you do hit 8th level and pick up Firewall, remember there are mainly two ways to use it. One of them is trapping mobs inside your wall. As you can see, that works great with the spell Web. Keep running mixed groups of archers, casters, and melees through your little trap until they get stuck and burned to death. Placing the web in front or behind the wall is fine, but on top it will just get burned up. Practice that a bit to get a feel how close you can cast it. Also, do not attempt this in a small room. You need to be able to run far enough away so ranged mobs will have to chase you. The other method would be to just run them around in your firewall. That really only works versus melee groups that insist on getting close to you. Just put one down in an open area, run around it, or if you prefer, hop from side to side until everything's cleaned out. The thing to remember about this strategy is not to also cast web. They will get stuck in it, but they will be in your way, quickly making things frustrating and far more difficult than it needs to be. Keep this stuff in mind. Practice that circle strafe. While your mana is not infinite, when it comes to damage, this is an amazing class. Thank you for listening, everyone. Good luck in game.